You're now watching Creators on the Come Up, hosted by yours truly, Elicio Way.
Yo, all right, cool. What's up, everybody? My name's Elicio Way. Welcome to Content Ecosystem. Man, I was just trying to get everything situated. Hold on one second. Let me make sure we're good. Okay, good. Yeah. Looks like everything is good. Man, it's been crazy. Been a crazy couple of weeks, man. I am glad to be back, though. I haven't actually done my weekly show in not one, but over 2 weeks. Just traveling. The world is back open, y'all. The world is back open. So, yeah, man, went down to Miami to do some stuff. Then the next week we went to Austin to do some things. Okay, yeah. So yeah, and I felt bad, man. You know, when you start creating a community of people who like look forward to like what you have to offer and like start supporting you, then you want to do everything you can to be there for them and to make sure that you're there for yourself and show up. So just not being able to do my show for the last 2 weeks just really kind of like it was hurting me. But you know, as we're traveling and just doing more things and going on trips and working, networking, a lot of conferences are coming up. It's gonna be tough, man. So it's definitely worth getting like a mobile setup so you can like start live streaming in your hotel rooms or when you're on the road, things like that. And I don't want to go off on a tangent, but that's just what it is. So if you haven't seen me in 2 weeks, my bad. I'm sorry, but we back on track, and you should be seeing me now every week now. So now that I got that all out of the way, my name is Elicio Way. Welcome to Content Ecosystem. On this channel, we talk about content creation and monetization, and we bring on a guest every week just to kind of hear their journey and just to hear what they're working on, what they got going. And tonight is no different. We have Mr. Junkie, a guy that I've become friends with through the Ecamm community, Let's Get Live community, all these communities online, YouTube, and just really fell in love with his content, his spirit. Really dope dude, man. So I'm excited to chop it up with him today. So, man, let me know, where you guys are watching from. I forgot my little clicker, man. Hold on, where my clicker at? Oh, here we go. I can't go to the next scene without my clicker. My bad, y'all. All right, cool. So let me know where you're watching from in the comments. Make sure you give us, shout yourself out. If you got any questions, jump in the comments with the questions. Man, we're just gonna have a good time tonight. I'm a little bit out of sorts.
We live.
Okay. As you see, I'm a little bit out of sorts, but it is what it is. We live, and we're gonna get this thing going, man. So without further ado, let's get on to the show, man. Let's get Mr. Junkie up. Let's go.
We live. Creators on the Come Up.
Yo, I guess it'll help if I get some lights on. All right, cool. We got some lights on. It looks like my audio's going in. Everything is good. All right, cool, man. So, all right, cool. My bad. Make sure I'm good. Man, I'm like I say, start getting ready for your show like an hour before, and it's like you never really feel like you're prepared. So I feel like I see my audio going in. I see my cameras on. Everything's good. But you just feel like you're never prepared. So sorry about that, guys. Man, all right, cool. So shout out to, we got David in the building. What's up? I see you. We live. He said first. We got Mr. Junkie himself in the green room, but he's already in the comments like a champ. Stoke said, Sammy Superstar, we live. This will be amazing. Yes, it will be. Jesse Johnson said, long time no see, man. Where you been? I've been here, bro. I'm chill. I've been chill, my guy. He said, New Hampshire in the building. That's what's up. Thanks for watching from New Hampshire. So, yeah, I am already perspiring because I am a sweater when I get on camera. So, please excuse me. I believe we are live streaming to YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. This is my first time live streaming to LinkedIn. So, all my LinkedIn peoples, you know what I'm saying? Welcome to the live stream. You know what I'm saying? So we are lit. But yeah, man. So we have Mr. Junkie on, man, and we're gonna get him up because I think he's just a super dope dude, has a super inspiring story, and we want to hear all he has to offer tonight. So without further ado, let's get it cracking. Yep. Yo, Mr. Junkie, what it is, my guy?
How are we doing?
Good, man. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing great. I just want to thank you for giving me this opportunity right off the bat. This is something that I was aspiring to happen, and I
Hey,
can't believe that it just happened so fast. So
hey, you know
I'm
what I'm saying?
super excited.
Hey, man. Well, you deserve it, my brother. Like you're everywhere. You're always. Every time I look up, I see you doing something. You're always working, man. So it's not like I just brought some bum on the show, man. Like you are the man. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you,
So
thank you.
I'm excited to have you on here, man. So how you feeling though? Everything's good on your end?
I don't think things could get better.
Man,
This 2021 has been an incredible year, and I just can't wait for the future because things are only going to get better.
wow. That's man, he said, I don't think things can get better. I don't know, man. I think things can get a little bit better. I
No,
mean,
no,
that's what the goal.
things are only going to get better.
He
That's what
only
I
gonna
said.
get better. I
Oh,
love
yes.
that. He's like, things are only gonna get better. I love that, man. Well, hey, I just want to say thank you for being on the show tonight, man. You already know because I was down in Miami a couple weeks ago, and you came through to the hotel, Pharrell's Hotel, the Good Times Hotel. Super dope spot, by the way. If you guys
Yeah,
have
it was
never been
nice.
to that spot, oh man, that is a really, really dope spot. And we did a live stream that night, and that's when I was like, well, we couldn't do a full live stream, so I was like, I gotta have you back on the show. And so thank you for being on the show, and you actually helped me set up my A6100, showed me some stuff. So we're gonna get into all that because you're like a camera expert amongst other things. You're a man of many talents, I'm sure. So I'm just super excited for you to get into your story, man. So for anybody who does not know who you are, has not been introduced to your content, please feel free to take your time and just introduce yourself and let us know all about Mr. Camera Junkie.
Great. Okay, well, hi. My name's Lewis. I'm also known as Mr. Camera Junkie. I'm a single father of a special needs boy, and I've recently started my YouTube journey at the beginning of like December. So just at the beginning of last year is when I really started putting in a true effort towards my YouTube channel, and the things that have happened and have proceeded since then have blown me away, and I'm just still grateful for everything that has happened since then.
No, go ahead, brother.
No, well, I didn't know if there was any direction of how you wanted me to start because there's so much that I can talk about. So I would say, what would you like to know?
He said, I'm the same way. It's like,
I'm an open book.
you want to know more? Just ask me what you want to know. Yeah, nah. I think that's super dope, man. And we talked a little bit about that when I was in Miami. You saying you're a single father of a special needs son. How is that? Like, first of all, how is that? Well, first of all, salute to you because I know that's not easy, and so salute to you for that. But how is doing that, like being a content creator and also, doing that? I believe I've seen some other content creators in our space that have a similar situation too with like special needs children, and things like that. And I can just only imagine like, I'm sure everything is inspiring. So it's like it inspires you to create content, want to be better at this and that. And I don't want to put words in your mouth, but how is that type of situation as a content creator and also a special needs father? Like, what is your, how does that go?
Well, that's a great place to start. Like, you see, because like I said, there's so much to go to. But if we start there, I would say that it was 5 years ago when Aiden was born that my life totally flipped upside down. At that moment, and I still till today,
Yeah.
I'm a daytime cell phone repair technician. I
Okay.
specialize on repairing iPhone.
Oh, okay.
When he was born, I had a storefront location, and that's when my life changed upside down. I was waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go to the hospital to visit my son, to then go to work and spend 10 hours, to then go back to the hospital to finish up my night with my son
Wow.
and my wife, to then go home, get about 4 hours of sleep, and do it all over again.
Wow.
Once that happened, my life's perspective, or the perspective of my life, changed completely.
Wow.
And that's when I realized that a lot of the things that I wanted in my life, I hadn't really achieved. Because even though I was owner of a business, so to speak, I was almost like a slave to it as well, because I was spending 60, 70 hours a week in the location away from my boy and my family, so on and so forth.
Facts.
So I closed down that shop. and went in a completely different career path so that I can maximize my time because my son Aiden needed me to do so. You know,
Wow.
it even got to a point where I would get home at night to look at my son in the crib and ask for an update. And it almost felt like I was watching my own boy grow up on Facebook because it was just a picture and an update.
Wow.
And I wasn't being a part of it. So that's when the perspective aspect kicked in, and I was like, this is not how I want things to proceed.
Yeah.
And that's when I took it upon myself to change the things in my life to better that aspect and close down the shop. I ended up going back into bartending, you know, for the time being while I transitioned. But then I ended up doing mobile iPhone repair that then now allows me to spend my days with my boy, catering to his needs and providing a specialized service for my iPhone clientele.
Oh, that's lit. Okay, so you do iPhone, I believe, because when I went down there, you was like you travel, so you're like a mobile iPhone repair person. That's what's up. Is how's business? I'm pretty sure business is booming, banging iPhones, and you do probably iPads and all type of iDevices.
Yes, even Android phones, but I tried to specialize on iPhone because they're the easiest for me. But it all happened before the lockdowns.
Yeah.
So once the lockdowns actually came into play, it kind of helped my business because it didn't slow down. When people couldn't move, I still had the ability to go to them and do the repairs that they needed. So when a lot of people struggled during the lockdown times, I was fortunate enough to just continue things on pace.
Wow. That's lit.
But
so you didn't necessarily see like an income drop in that regard.
no, I didn't see an income increase either, which would have been great. But I didn't. It just stayed firm and steady, you know. But
Yeah.
that's actually what's bringing me here to Mr. Camera Junkie today. It
Nice.
was the starting of that business that I wanted to take better video and better photos of what I was doing to document and to also, you know, like brand my Mr. Fix It brand for the iPhone repair. And that's what rekindled my passion for photography, which was something that I actually went to school for.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's what's up. So like when you say school, like high school or like college?
I was fortunate enough that I was in the audio visual space from elementary school.
Nice.
I was the kids that you would see on the morning announcements. So
Oh.
I was the one that was there doing the video work, I believe, as early as 3rd and 4th grade.
Oh, that's lit. Okay, yeah, I remember that. That's what's up, man.
So that followed me through middle and high school, and it was actually high school where things took a different way because in the South Florida area at that time, any work that had to do with audio visual was completely volunteer and you needed transportation. And I didn't have the transportation at that time, so I quickly fell out of my passion that I went to school for and fall into, you know, the regular workspace doing work like everyone else.
Yeah.
And that's when quickly my passion, you know, takes a backseat.
Yeah. Yeah. And until Mr. Camera Junkie. Then it's like,
well, yeah, the thing that I got lucky with was that, you know, I got back and I rekindled my passion for photography and video. So when I went to go look at, you know, like branding myself in that aspect, I looked into, you know, like the searches and I looked at Luis Vega photography.
man.
And there was over 700 Luis Vega photographers in the state of Florida alone.
Wow.
And right there, I was like, yeah, that's going to be hard to stand out. So with the branding mentality in mind, and I also give, you know, I always give props to Gene Nagata, also known as Potato Jet.
Oh,
that
nice.
he gave me the idea that you don't have to brand your name always, you know, and people who are interested in your brand regardless will end up finding out your name if they're really interested. So that's when my branding mentality kicked in and I branded myself Mr. Camera Junkie because that's
Hey.
exactly what I am. A junkie for all things camera.
Junkie. And you know that's pretty cool, man. So I think Mr. Camera Junkie is an excellent name because it pops, it sticks. I remember the first time I even seen your name was in the LGL group, and then I seen you comment, and I was like, Mr. Camera Junkie. I think I spelled it with a Y, and you was like, it's with an IE. I'm like, okay, cool, Mr. Camera Junkie. And then from there, it's like, when I see your name, of course, that type of name, you'll always be like, oh, that's Buddy again. Okay, that's Dude again. Cool. It's not like you will forget, like, did I meet him already? It's like it sticks automatically. So, man, that's dope. Shout out to James Hicks in the building, Melody in the building. They just checked in. Shout out to them, man. Thanks for coming through. So cool, man. So all right. So when did, I guess, YouTube come in the picture? Like, when did content creation on YouTube? So you rekindled your love for photography and video and things like that. Tell us how YouTube came in the picture.
Well, what actually happened with YouTube was that I, with my previous business doing the iPhone repair, already had branched out to all social media. So as a business, they tell you, make sure that you get your name on all the platforms possible. So the media that I was making for my cell phone repair is completely different to what you would actually find on YouTube. So what I can brand myself with a 15-second clip of what I was doing as far as an iPhone repair, put some text on it and throw it on Instagram, that did great. I would do the same with a variety of different social networks. But then I would take that same exact content and I put it on my Mr. Fix It YouTube channel, and it died like horrifically because on YouTube, you actually pay for a premium service to skip ads. Nobody's gonna jump on that platform to watch ads, which was what I was uploading to that channel.
Wow.
And that's when I learned that YouTube was a completely different monster, and I learned what not to do with a channel on the mistakes that I did with my business channel.
Yeah. Okay. So you had Mr. Fix It YouTube channel before, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I still have it, but that's like a dead channel, honestly. Like I don't do anything with it. I want to put different content on it now that I understand this platform more, but it was the mistakes that I made with that one that made this one that much better.
Oh,
so
nice.
With that same branding mentality, when I decided to do anything with my photography and I came and I settled on the Mr. Camera Junkie name, I jumped on it and I went on, all the social media platforms, and I made sure that the name was available. And once it was, I grabbed it. I kept all of them, concurrent, but it was YouTube that gave me the most for like my everyday life. So to explain this, when I decided to close down the shop, when I was deciding to figure out what I was going to do with my life, which direction I was going to go, and I closed down the storefront location business and I was no longer working there, I was making the decisions on branching out towards the photography. And the same mentality that you had with the business, I did with the Mr. Camera Junkie. So I made sure that I grabbed the name on all the platforms. Nice. And I was doing well on all the platforms, but I was already looking at YouTube in a different mentality. When I decided to close down the business, I actually was going to go into air conditioning repair. And I needed to get my air conditioning certification license so that I can be, so I can have the license to actually do the repairs to get paid for. When I went to look into this information, all the schools wanted me to become a full-time student. They wanted me to go to school 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. And I had a special needs boy who needed my attention. And I had a household that I'm trying to maintain. So I needed something that I had the ability to continue to work while I was taking a further education. I was fortunate enough to find a location that was just giving the test. And they said, you can come schedule the test. If you pass it, you're certified. If you don't, You get to come back until you pass it. And I said, great. When can I set up the next appointment? They said 2 weeks. And I said, let's book it. In those 2 weeks, I spent all of my time on what I call YouTube University. And I went and I researched any inquiry or any question that I had in that field. Now, just to give a little context, my uncle is an air conditioning repair man. So I had already worked with him and already knew the basics. I just needed to polish it off. And I was lucky enough to take the education given to me by YouTube and pass that test the first time that I took it. And right there was when I really started to recognize the power of this platform.
Wow.
With knowing the mistakes that I made with my previous, and now all the information that I had gotten from YouTube, I was now kind of hooked, and I was already, a fully participating member of the YouTube University. And now I wanted to give back to this platform that has given me so much. And when I went to do that, I wasn't going to do something that I kind of didn't know about, or something that I would kind of get sick of doing. And that's when the Mr. Camera Junkie YouTube channel kind of took over all of the other social media platforms that I had.
Yeah, absolutely. That's crazy. I remember when I was going to get my, I'm licensed in Florida as a financial, like with the Department of Financial Services, I'll say that. So under the Department of Financial Services, you can be a plethora of things. You could be an insurance broker, you could be a financial advisor, you can be a fiduciary, you can be like a banker and all this other stuff. So when I was studying for my test to become, certified and all that, I literally got my materials and all that, and I kind of like drug my feet on everything, the testing and the pre-test and all these things, because you only get like 3 chances to take the test, and then if you fail it, then you just got to wait like 2 years before you. So I don't know what it is. It was like 2017 when I passed it, but I literally did the same thing, bro. I went to YouTube and I just like looked up all the different terms that I needed, and I like wrote the terms down. I studied. I even looked for like pre-test, like on YouTube, like so-and-so pre-test, right? Or pre-exam or something. And I found a bunch of them. So I like did it like I was doing it. And I went, and after studying for like 3 days, some people study for like 3 months, right? For 3 days of studying, just going literally solely YouTube stuff, I went and passed that test. And my friends was like, what? I'm like, yeah, bro, like YouTube University, man. So I totally get what you mean by that. And I guess that's a good thing to say, because it's like, yeah, when you realize that, that's like the power, that's legit the power in YouTube. Like, what, yeah, like most of these jobs and companies and brands, they just want to know that you know your stuff, right? So traditionally that comes with a piece of paper. Like, I got this piece of paper, so this says I know my stuff, which doesn't necessarily mean you do. You just got the piece of paper. But a lot of companies now are moving to, well, let's show us what you got, right? And if you can show that you know your stuff, whether you got a piece of paper, degree or not, you'll get the job. And a lot of them will train you anyway. They just want to know you're trainable, coachable, got a good personality, you're punctual, and things like that. So yeah, I think that was a great thing that you said about YouTube basically being like powerful in that way. And I believe it is coming up to be like one of the most powerful educational learning platforms. I mean, would you say that? I'm pretty sure you would say yeah on that,
Absolutely. The thing is that prior to that, like epiphany, it's how would I use YouTube before that? Let's say I needed to find something out, like how do I reset the keyless entry on my Toyota? I would search that up, get a YouTube video and be like, okay, that was great. It fixed my situation and I was out of there. I hadn't even subscribed to any channel, and I was literally using it as another version of like Google. So
Wow.
It was just like Google video. And it was only until that, AC certification where it really opened up my eyes. And that's when I got back into the photography space. And in the photography space, it was just like, hey, you know what? I don't really watch television anymore, and I'm looking for a way to get entertained, but I also like to be educated. So edutainment is number one on YouTube.
Bars.
So I said, let me look at what I can find in the photography space, which is what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
What's my rekindled passion. And that was the rabbit hole that set everything off.
Rich Grant said, "Sorry, I'm late, fam." You're not late. This ain't school. This ain't college.
Yeah, what's up, Rich?
We're actually talking about that right now. How it's, traditional YouTube University. That's the one rule in YouTube University. You can't be late. I mean, you can't. It's impossible.
It's impossible.
Yeah, just show up when you show up, right? That's dope, man. I love that. So now you put your eggs all in YouTube. When did you start your channel?
Well, when I actually started my channel was when I was still doing the Mr. Fix-It, because I'm still doing iPhone repair during the day. So it was when I wanted to better brand that I kind of got back into the photography. And then with the branding was when I was like, you know what, Mr. Camera Junkie is going to be my name on all the platforms. Once I had that established, that was 2018. I literally just had the name there and I hadn't even used it because I was focusing my efforts on my iPhone repair business.
Yeah.
So it was there, but it was mostly for the means of my entertainment.
Yeah.
So I hadn't put up any content myself because that really wasn't my intention when I grabbed the name off of YouTube. I grabbed it because I was doing other things on other platforms like Instagram.
Yeah.
But, for that long reach thing, like if I end up doing something on this platform, I want to have that name already. So
lit. So 2018, I'm thinking
2018 was when I grabbed the name.
Gotcha.
But it was 2019 when I actually came to the epiphany and said, I want to do something with this channel. And in 2019 was when I put up my first piece of content. It was in September. And that was my first dabble into the YouTube universe. After I put up that first piece of content, it's not like anything really took off. I still didn't know what I was doing. Give me a second because I'm just running it back, right? So I really didn't know what I was doing, and I was just putting content whenever I could. And at this point in my life, I was dealing with my wife, with house, with Aiden, and the business that I'm trying to run around all over South Florida fixing iPhones. So I was very limited with my time, and all of the video content that I was able to create was done after hours. It was done past midnight when my wife and my child were sleeping and there was no noise on the road. That's when I was able to just kind of relax and do something that I wanted to do for fun, to give back and for fun. So all of my content on that point was done, after hours. And I still didn't even have a clue for the potential of what this could have been, right?
Yeah. And
the first thing that kind of opened my brain to my own potential was a challenge that was given by Josh Yo from the channel Make Art Now.
Okay.
It was right there at the end of 2019, coming over for the new year. He did a sound design challenge where it was, he wants you to put together a video about whatever you want.
Okay.
And just put audio edit for the sound effects, what's called Foley art, like the rustling of the clothes, things like that most people don't put attention to. So he was emphasizing on it, and he gave everyone 2 weeks to come up with a 30-second video of whatever you wanted. And it had no music, Foley, sound effects only, and upload it to the Make Art Now Sound Design Challenge. And I remember when the video came out, I put in the comments, oh, I'm so doing this challenge, because the idea that I had was I'm going to kill two birds with one stone. Like I said, I was very limited with time. So for me to do something personally, it had to have real world benefits.
Yeah.
So I settled on, I'm going to make a 30-second Foley commercial for my business, Mr. Fix It.
Yeah.
So that even if nothing comes about, I just didn't waste my time and I end up with a commercial for my business. So
Damn.
it's like win-win.
Yeah.
Let's do it. What ended up happening was that I procrastinated for about 2 weeks because of business and everything like that.
Oh,
and
man.
it comes to the day that the video is supposed to be uploaded, and I have nothing. I had an idea of what I wanted to do with the video, but I hadn't filmed anything. I had nothing, literally nothing. And then I just came about, you know what? I have today. It was a slow day and it was the last day of the challenge. So I said, let me see what I can get done for today. And I set up some lights, shot some, some footage. And by the time that I finished doing the footage and the shots that I wanted, it was pretty much midnight already, which was the deadline. So I'm over here at my house saying I definitely didn't make the deadline, but I put in all this effort.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like, I'm still going to finish it. And because I usually did my work at night, coming midnight, I'm like, I'm just starting my night, so to speak. And I sat there and I edited the video. And I'm telling you, this is all done in less than 12 hours, pretty much. I edited the video. I even made sound effects, from scratch, because I did not have time to like search for them online. So I was like, look, I have all the parts. I'm just going to make the sounds that I need. I threw them on there and I uploaded the video anyway. I just said it was just an accomplishment thing for myself. Like, I put down on paper or digitally on that video that I was going to complete this challenge. And even if I didn't make the deadline, I still completed the challenge for myself. So
Wow.
It was 2:57 a.m., like 3 hours past midnight, right? When I send the video in and I go to bed and I just literally forget about it, right? A couple of days later, I make a YouTube video for my channel talking about my experience and how exactly the same story that I just told you now, how I missed the deadline.
Yeah.
I throw that up there. And then the following week is when Josh actually starts pulling up the videos to complete the challenge, to actually demonstrate who did what. And he goes on a live stream, and I was lucky enough to be able to catch that live stream. And I'm like, okay, let's see who did what with this challenge. Now, mind you, I had totally forgotten about it, and I'm thinking I missed the deadline. Well, come to find out that the deadline was midnight Pacific Standard Time, and I live on the East Coast. So I actually beat the deadline by 3 minutes, being that I uploaded the video at 2:57 a.m. And I'm in the middle of watching this live stream, not expecting a thing at all. And here comes my video and it pops up.
Hey.
The other part was that Josh Yo saw my video and applauded it and gave me like the thumbs up of approval, which was what was really mind blowing to me. And this is why. The one thing that I wanted out of that video, because I recognized that I didn't put in my entire effort. I did it last minute, but I was able to just get in, like they say, by the skin of your teeth, right? And what it came to realize was that I totally mailed in that entry.
Yeah.
It wasn't my best work. It was literally put together like with crazy glue,
Yeah.
And he still applauded it and gave me the thumbs up, which was the only thing that I wanted as an official prize from this competition. Somebody that I look up to say, hey, good job. And once that happened, it really gave me that perspective, and it made me realize that how good could the video have been if I didn't put it together with crazy glue at the last minute.
Wow.
How good could that video have been if I gave it the full 2 weeks that Josh gave us, and I kind of lollygagged with it. And that's when I realized, what, if I put in an actual effort, I might get actual results. And that's when things really, all of these pieces were just coming together. And my own personal situation at that moment did not allow me to go in completely, but that was the start of my understanding of the potentiality of my channel and what I can do with it. Oh, you're on mute.
My bad. I got my kids over here crying and stuff because they're fighting going to sleep. So I kind of keep myself.
I got lucky. My boy decided to take a nap right before the show, so I am like in heaven right now.
You super lucky. Well, mine usually their bedtime is 8 p.m. It's 9:30 now. They're usually sleep by now, but they've been at the grandma's all week, and now the grandmas, they don't care. They wire them up and send them back home. So now they're wired up still. It's like, you got to get back on your sleep schedule, okay? Anyways, didn't mean to get off on that, but no, I love that story because it kind of reminds me a little bit of myself as well. Like when we just do something, we do it just to kind of do it, but we don't put 110% in. It's like we maybe put 50% in it, but it's like sometimes our 50% is like better than 90% of the people's stuff out there, and no knock to them, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I felt what you said when you was like, what if I just really, really put 110% into this? And I hear all the time, like, Alicia, like, you're so gifted, you're so talented, you don't even be trying and you be winning stuff. So I know like probably how you like felt, like that probably gave you the inspiration and the motivation that you need. Like, yo, I'm getting applauded by this guy. Like, what if I just go all the way in? So man, that was it. So you didn't win though. Was it a win type thing? You didn't win, but
yeah, there was like prizes for it, and the people who won it well deserved an amazing video. The people who won it, and I say people, were not a one-man crew. It was like 3 guys, you know, who put together videos. So that's like me trying to compare myself to someone who's already been established, but it was just that understanding that, you know what, I'm not. At that moment, I wasn't established at all.
Wow.
I had nothing. I put together everything in less than 12 hours.
Wow.
And I still got an applause and a thumbs up from somebody that I admire. And if anybody has not checked out that channel, I would tell you to go look at Josh Yo, because his stuff is next level. You know, you have traditional YouTubers, but to me, his stuff is to another level when it comes to production quality and like the storyline, the mastermind behind his content and his entire channel. So that's where I really hold him to high regard. And when he was just like, hey, great job, you know, and actually said my name, Mr. Camera Junkie, live, that was like,
Mama,
so
I made
big
it.
For me.
Mama,
I can only tell you, you could only wish to see how I was acting in the house, because first of all, I didn't even know the video was going to show up. So as soon as it did, I was already flipping out. Like I was outside of my skin.
Wow. That's lit, man. Let's get into some shout outs real quick. We have Scott Fisher. I hope I'm saying his name right. He said, and by the way, he's a super, have you heard of him?
Scott Fisher?
Yeah. Fisher, I think.
Fisher. Okay.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of him?
No, this
man.
Is the first time.
His channel, man. So I actually came into his channel around maybe 5,000 or 10,000 subscribers, and he's probably at like 40 or 50 now. His channel is amazing. Like, I love his personality. I love his attitude. But he said, we are all in the right place. Elon Musk is going to give the planet full access to the grid. Our audiences will grow by default. That sounded good. I don't know fully what it means, but it sounds juicy. So, but he's a super dope content creator. Y'all go follow him, man. Give a like, you guys. Hey, appreciate that. Says my E-Class and Bites. Hey, Eliseo, Luis, and everyone in the chat. Shout out to my E-Class and Bites, man. She is growing like crazy as well. LinkedIn user, sorry, they're not really synced with Ecamm yet, but I'm sure that's on the way. Holly, what's up, Holly? How you doing, man? We're gonna do a collab with her real soon on a live stream. We have Tom Buck in the building. Hey guys, been super excited about this stream. Excited for this stream, man. It's an honor for you to come through. I know you're a moderator on his channel, right?
Yes.
How did that come about? Like, what's you and Tom's history? How did that come about?
Oh, that's why I said this conversation could go anywhere.
Because you're like a mod on like all my favorite channels. Like, what do you do? What are you sending them? Like, that's dope, man.
That's the interesting thing about the potential of this platform, because I am not what you would consider a traditional YouTuber as well. There's a lot of content creators on this platform that have been consuming the content from this platform
Yes.
for years.
Yes.
And I am not that, because I used it like a Google.
Yeah.
And it was only till recently where I understood the platform itself. And it was, most people won't even say, like, I didn't even know what subscribing to a channel was until I pretty much decided to do it on my own channel, because it wasn't even something. And,
Wow.
for the people who are always saying, that don't tell people to subscribe in your videos, and you have a 50-50 pull on that, I honestly have to, like, I feel some kind of way because
Shots
I
fired.
don't like, no,
Shots?
I don't
Nah.
like saying it myself, right? But if I didn't hear that in a video myself, I also would have been naive to what subscribing to a channel was.
Wow.
So I see.
Hold on.
both
Let's hold on.
sides.
Let's back that up. We got to step down on that, bro, because what you're saying is valid. Because I feel the same way. Like, I feel some type of way about it. Subscribe to my channel. It feels weird and awkward. But then there's actually people who say don't say that. There's people who say don't say subscribe to my channel. So what's funny is I was talking to my wife earlier today. Her channel is doing wonderful, and she talks about, my wife just talks about spiritual stuff, right? She has like these dreams, and she gets up and she talks about her dreams, and she started a YouTube channel. She's like over almost 2,000 subscribers now. And I was telling her, I'm like, look, babe, your channel is going great, and you're not even doing none of the YouTube best practices. And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you never tell somebody to subscribe to your channel. And I was like, well, just imagine who on the other end just is having a moment and they don't even know what it means, or they've got 3 kids in their arms or cooking, and they like, you just reminded them, oh, I've been watching this girl's stuff. Let me go ahead and subscribe to her channel. So I love what you said, because it's like, it's not as pretentious as everybody try to make it seem. It's actually just a best practice that's like, yo, subscribe to my channel. You know what I'm saying? It's like just reminding them and educating them in a sense. So I love what you said about that.
The thing is, you have to remember who it is that you're sending that message to. There's a lot of people here who are creating content for the viewers, right? Not for other content creators. And the majority of the people who say don't do that is people who understand the system already and have heard that term so many times that they're kind of just sick of hearing the term.
Yeah.
But if you're really aiming to get an audience of people who are not familiar with YouTube itself, because there's still people who believe that subscribing to a YouTube channel is something that you have to pay for.
Yeah.
So when it comes to that aspect, you also have to understand that the majority of the people who are going to be consuming your content are not going to know what that is. So if you're really taking people from like zero on a YouTube and just starting out, then I can see that. But if you're catering to a demographic which is more creator based, where that they already understand how the system works, then I can see how that would benefit you. For example, a Mr. Beast who caters to all new viewers on the platform would benefit from saying subscribe to my channel, comparative to a Nick Nimmin who caters to the creators of this platform really doesn't have to say that, because everyone who wants his information already knows how that system works.
Wow, that's good, man. I love that. I love to hear different perspectives on YouTube and growth and best practices, because what I don't like is I don't like certain, like when certain creators or YouTube, whatever, they say, don't do this, or you must do this, or you must do this, or you can't do this, and you must do this. And it's like some of my best friends, like, what's his name? Ruslan, right? His channel is about to hit 100,000 subscribers. He don't even have a YouTube banner. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but
exactly.
If you let some of these guys tell you, you have to have a banner, or you like your channel's not going to grow. It's like Kelly Stamps. Go look at her banner. She's 500,000 subscribers. Go look at her banner right now. The girl really don't have a banner like that. So it's like, what if are these best practices really? I think what even is the playing field, right? What just makes you the anomaly or the exception is work ethic. Right? Nobody really talks about that. It's being relentless, being with your work ethic and just being on time, showing up relentlessly. I think that you can have a little more leeway with the best practices if you just like go ham, go all in, go see like cold red, go like I'm just finna drop content.
Yeah,
So
and
yeah,
that's actually what brings it back to the story of how I became moderator to so many channels, which is when I understood the platform, I got back in, and the story between me and Tom Buck actually is that I was able to find his channel through his channel. And once you find a certain channel, the suggested types of content creators that get pulled into your feed as well,
yes,
hey, people who watch him also watch him. And that's what led me to find Peter Gregg, which is a content creator here in Miami. He's very famously known for having a Christmas room where it's Christmas year round, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that's part of his, his image,
nice,
Peter Gregg in the Christmas room. And it was during the lockdowns when I'm starting, and I literally mean that, I just finished Joshio's challenge 2019. 2020, things are starting to change. Lockdowns are starting to come about, and we're moving around less and spending more time online. I had found the Peter Gregg channel and knew of him, but it was so lucky that through the YouTube algorithm that Peter Gregg decided to go live stream for I I can't even remember how many days consecutively. He was just on a live stream every night because he wanted to learn how to live stream. It wasn't a challenge, it wasn't a vlogmas, it was just he wanted to like perfect his craft with the live stream. And because of the lockdowns, he said, you know what, I'm gonna do it now. So it was a nightly thing that I was getting home from work and turning on my favorite entertainment platform, YouTube, and finding a live stream with Peter Gregg. And that's where I found a lot of content creators right within the chat, one of them being Tom Buck, and even though I was familiar with his channel, we hadn't really spoken like in the chat itself.
yeah,
It was just always just like hi bye, and that was just because that's the way that I was doing it.
yeah,
I really didn't understand the possibilities of this. And it coming around full circle was when I started to realize that even though I like the YouTube platform, one of the things that was attracting me the most to the platform was live streaming. I loved the fact of being in chat, being able to communicate with other people, being able to communicate with the actual host of the live stream. That really piqued my interest. And even though it was Peter Gregg's live streams and the lockdowns and the abundance of online content in that way during the 2020 year that made me realize it, it only made me realize it because when I got back into photography, one of the first channels, that's my boy getting up.
hey,
One of the first channels that you would find in photography is Tony and Chelsea Northrup. If you're not familiar with them, I believe they're just shy of like 1.5 million subscribers. They were around the million when I found their channel. And when I did, at that time, they were hosting a weekly live stream for photographers every Thursday. And that was like, I couldn't even tell you, that was probably one of the best parts of my week, which was trying to see if I can take a photo that would get chosen to be critiqued by
hey,
Tony and Chelsea.
wow,
And, I remember the first time that I actually saw my photo just, come up on the screen, that I was like so exciting for me. But it was only until 2020 when I realized that even though I love the YouTube platform, I absolutely am addicted to live streaming.
nice,
And that's when I was, having the ability to work in front of my desk and have YouTube open whenever a live stream would come up, I have the ability to jump in, listen, and converse with people in chat. And that's what has given me the ability to be present in so many different locations of the places where I wanted to be, being with Tom Buck, like in his live streams.
Nice.
And that was also part of this story, because even though I found Tom through the Peter Gregg live streams, and he still hosts a weekly live stream every Friday night, which you will always find me there. It's part of my weekly routine.
Hey.
Peter Gregg in the Christmas room.
I gotta
10
go
p.m.
check Peter Gregg out, man. He sound dope.
He's just a genuinely honest, heartfelt, loving older gentleman. I've been so fortunate to be in contact with him via, starting through his live streams, and now the fact that I have him on my phone is just amazing to me. And like I said, I have so much respect and love for Peter Gregg that's just, Peter Gregg's the man. So it was through his channel and just, getting to know the community in that way that,
Is it this guy?
Yeah, that's Peter Gregg.
Well,
that's his regular channel, but then he has one that's also called Peter Gregg Live, which is where he hosts the live stream events that I'm talking about on the weekly.
Okay.
So
continue. My bad.
So now comes around that I'm starting to take things seriously, and a lot of things in my life had changed. And just so that everyone knows, just to get into this a little bit, throughout the ups and downs of my son, just so that everyone who's probably, I don't know if they have questions, but my son was born prematurely. My son was born 4 months prematurely, and at that point was given less than 25% chance of survival.
Wow.
That's a tough thing to handle when you're a first-time parent. Anytime parent, but as a first-time parent, when you're still trying to figure things out, and the first day they're telling you that your son has less than 25% chance of surviving anything, of surviving to the next day, it really puts things in turmoil. His first medical procedure was absolutely the next day, within 24 hours. So that decreased the odds of him surviving. And the fact that he's still here, he's my miracle man. And he is the reason why I'm on this platform. Because I'm trying to establish a better life for him. It's not for me, because I've always been like satisfied, so to speak. I've always been able to just be happy with what I've been able to receive, and never really like, I don't know how to say it. I've always just been happy with what I have. I've just been happy enough to be as fortunate as I am till today. But to try to achieve something more for somebody else really puts a lot of motivation. And even though it wasn't easy, my boy is still here with me. Unfortunately, through all the ups and downs of my life, and there was a lot, my marriage did not survive. So unfortunately, I'm divorced, but I take care of my son, and me and my wife, we're still working things out. But the challenges are there, and one of the challenges that I was facing on my channel, unfortunately, was that she didn't want to be present on any video. And even though I was trying to establish something on the platform, not having support in that aspect, and actually having deterrences, made things very difficult. So it was actually July last year where things started changing, because things became official. We sold the house, we went our separate ways, and now I did not have like a a deterrent from me being on camera or presenting myself on the online space. And that's when I decided to say, you know what, I'm going to take things seriously from now. And I started researching. That's when I actually invested in myself for the first time, and I paid for a TubeBuddy account, a pro account.
Let's go.
And I said, let's do a year and let's see where I end up come July. So I think I've done something with the channel within the year, right? And that's when I started researching the platform differently. And that's when I'm still just participating in live streams and, following the channels that are giving me the most value, or pretty much just giving me the most entertainment as well, because I'm also not gonna, sit here and say that value is the only thing that you need to provide on this platform, when for me myself, one of the things that gets me to subscribe to a channel is the fact that I feel like I could sit down and just hang out with this person. And once I have that feeling, with whatever piece of content, like I did with Tom Buck, that's when I was just like, you know what, I'm subscribing to this person because I want to find out more about them. And me being subscribed to Tom Buck, sitting in front of my computer, I was lucky enough. Well, it was November of 2020 when his channel reached 40,000 subscribers. And he's like, I'm doing a live stream, 40,000 subscribers. And at that moment, to my understanding, like I hadn't seen a live stream from Tom Buck from the time that I had met him or been, in contact with him through live stream chats and, just leaving maybe a comment on his channel. But he's hosting a 40,000 subscriber live stream, and he takes a small section of that live stream to start shouting out channels that have impacted him and that he thinks that, are just within the similar size that should get recognition. And within that group, you had, Raphael Ludwig and Peter Gregg, as before mentioned. And he's going through all these creators, and I'm just sitting there in chat, just enjoying the fact that Tom Buck, somebody that I follow, follows a lot of channels that I also follow. So it was like, I was like, hey, this is cool. This guy, like really falls in line to
he's human.
Yeah, he's awesome, actually. And right there, I'm just commenting in chat like I normally do, just being myself in the community that I wanted to be a part of. And Tom Buck sees my name in chat, recognizes it, and says, hey, Mr. Camera Junkie. He's always in Peter Gregg's live stream. He gives me a shout out, and I can't tell you that that's like when my face dropped. The Josh Yo thing, right? It gave me the understanding of what was possible.
Yeah.
And we're trying to get up on this platform, almost like to try to hit center stage. When Tom Buck shouted me out, it was like, you're already on the stage. Hey. You're just far left. You don't even know that you're here yet, but welcome.
Wow.
And
love
that really changed my perspective again. And I was like, what is the possibilities of me and this platform? And shortly after that was when I was in contact with Doc Rock. I found the LGL community, and there's so much that can be spoken about that, because
it's history from there. Yeah,
because it was a matter of days. Like, I came to realize that I wanted to live stream myself, that even though I wanted to create content for the platform, that live streaming was something that I wanted to do myself. And I started researching at YouTube University how or what do I need to do what I want to do with the platform.
Yeah.
That's when I found Live Streaming Pros.
Yeah.
Through Live Streaming Pros, I found Doc Rock. And then Doc Rock held a live stream right after a Nick Nimmin live stream on a Saturday morning. So after Nick Nimmin's live stream, and he ran it a little late, so he finished his like around 1 p.m. Eastern time, and then Doc Rock had a live stream an hour afterwards. So I'm in front of my computer. I'm already here, so I just said, let me hop on. I started conversing in chat like I normally do, just saying hello to everyone. And the same way, like you had mentioned before, that my name kind of sticks out, it stuck out to Doc Rock. And he's like, Mr. Camera Junkie, that sounds like a very interesting name. That sounds like a channel we need to look at. And right on the spot, he dove into my channel and started breaking it down in a graphic artist type of view. And he's like, I would do this with your channel banner. I would do this, that. But the biggest thing that I came away with at that moment as well was that he gave me some pointers and then looked at the camera and said, besides that, it looks great. You're doing awesome. Keep at it. And I was just like, this is so surreal.
That's what's up, man.
He invited me to join the LGL community right on the spot. I hopped in and I haven't looked back.
Hey, man. That's lit, man. So, man, we kind of ran a little bit over time, but where did an hour go, bro?
I'm good. I'm good with the time. I'm Puerto Rican, so I already allotted
I'm Puerto Rican too.
Time.
All right, cool.
So I already set that up. If you want to go and have any questions,
well, I mean, because you're a good storyteller. You need to get into storytelling on your channel more. I know that you have a
live stream, Saturdays.
Well, I'm just saying, maybe figure out. Of course, you're like kind of like a techie camera guy. I get that, but maybe try to see how you can incorporate some of your storytelling through the camera stuff. I don't know if that's even possible, but it just seems like you can compel people in a different way by, of course, you're compelling them with the camera stuff like you did me, but you can maybe be able to compel them in a different way with the storytelling. Like, isn't that what, I don't really know, but isn't that what what's this guy, the big camera guy, Peter something, what's his name?
Peter Mckinnon.
Yeah, isn't that kind of what he does, storytelling with the cameras, or not really? I don't know.
Yes, he's a very good storyteller, and that goes to show, just because you brought him up, Peter Mckinnon was my first subscription, and it comes full circle. Peter Mckinnon was the guy who says, hit the subscribe, hit the smash button, do all that stuff. And it was one of his videos when I was researching the photography that I was like, what is subscribing? What is that? I don't know. But in that same vein, he made me feel like, this dude's cool. I can sit down, have a drink with this guy and hang out. I'm going to subscribe.
Hey.
And that's what also made me realize that that's the person that I want to be on the platform. I want to be the person that you could recognize as the cool guy that, hey, he is the way he is on screen, that he would be off screen.
In real life. Wow. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what's up. And you are too. When I met you in person, I was like, hey, you're the same. You're not out here catfishing. That was funny. Doc Rock said, let me drag this on the screen. Doc Rock, did you see that thing where Doc Rock was like, DJ Khaled?
Yeah, that's a little bit of self-deprecating comedy there, because I was the one who told him that I get confused that way in South Florida.
Really?
And yeah. Oh, so after that, it was like, yeah, he saw it and he's like, how didn't I see it before?
I can't unsee it now. Like, hold on.
And another one.
I got a whole on my Rodecaster Pro. I have a whole page of like DJ Khaled.
I appreciate you.
DJ Khaled.
All praise to the Most High.
You smart.
Oh, so you're gonna rip me with that one?
No, I'm not gonna mess with you, man. Fun fact: I didn't know on the Rodecaster Pro. I thought that the banks, you only had like 3 of them, but then someone was like, "Yeah, just keep adding sounds, and then it'll keep adding banks." I'm like, "What?" So I guess it's unlimited banks on this thing. That's pretty dope, man. So I just actually learned that recently. So
that's cool.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Cool. So let's jump kind of into some comments here. We have Heather Ramirez. She said, "Yo, we live." Shout out to Tom Buck and Heather for coming through. I appreciate. Hold on. Where is that?
I appreciate you.
You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. David Hunt. Cool, man. I said that's an awesome story, Luis. Yeah, man. Hey, David. All right, cool. Let me see if we have any questions here. Dr. Elo, we need to all do a stream together. The three Puerto Ricans. Are you cool with Dr. Elo?
Oh, absolutely. I'm
Yeah.
actually going to be doing a live stream with Dr. Elo, I believe the 24th of next month, August. So I got that set up, and I'm actually also doing a show with Sammy Superstar tomorrow at 7.
Man, look at you. As I can say, you all over the place, man. So yeah.
I'm happy to have been accepted by a community that I appreciate and love so much. It's so amazing, you know.
Yeah.
The relationships that I've been able to establish on this platform, I can't even tell you. Like, I already knew like that Tom, Buck, and Heather have like such a special place in my heart for like the rest of time that it doesn't matter what platform or anything happens from here on out. That is just what has happened so far has already exceeded my wildest expectations, that it's so amazing to me that when I hear people talk bad about YouTube, it kind of irks me a little bit. I'm like, you really don't know how amazing this platform is or could be, you know? And that's the way I see it.
Man, that's dope. Shout out to Kim Bucha. I haven't seen her around. Oh, she got married, so shout out to her.
Yeah, so,
that's probably why, because she's busy.
Here.
She's busy.
Nice to have you here, Kim.
Yeah, we get it, shout out. We get it. Shout out to Raymond. I just bought an A6400 from him. Shout out to him, man, for $500, because I know y'all think I be capping. Yeah, he sold me an A6400 for $500. I got it right here, actually. That's funny. I actually just bought a cage for it. One of these cages. I gotta put it on there. So yeah, man. I just bought the E10 joint, the ZV E10 joint. I just bought that.
You're gonna be Sony very soon.
Man, if I can figure the colors out, man. It's funny. This is funny because I have my Canon Mark II, right? I do my stuff with my wife, film her, and then I got my 6100. Do my stuff with my wife, and I film that. And she's like, "Why do I look dead on that camera? I look dead. I look like a zombie." I'm like, "I don't know. I got to figure the color thing out." And I went and checked all the different color profiles. And now whenever I pull out the camera, she's like, "That's not the camera that I look dead on, is it?" And I'm like, "Babe, I'm going to figure the colors out. I'm working on it now." So I know the Sony colors look good. I just don't know how to get them to pop. So that's my next thing, is to figure out how to get Sony colors to look like the colors on my Canon M50. I don't know, like out the box, the Canon colors look great. The Sony, you got to know Pythagorean theorem to get the Sony colors looking good. I don't know, man. It's like no diss to Sony, because I'm team Sony too now. I'm bicameral, y'all. So
you're starting to become a camera junkie. Sounds familiar, right? Well, that's part of my thing. My motto on my channel says that I believe that to become the best photographer that you can be, the camera that you have in your hand is the last thing that matters. Because once you understand photography, you can use an M50, you can use a Sony, you could use a Nikon, you can use Pentax. I don't know about that, but no, you could use pretty much any camera. And once you understand what you're trying to get out of it, then you know your limitations. It's almost like driving, right? We all know how to drive, but depending on what vehicle we hop in can make all the difference on that experience. You know, if you're hopping into a piece of junk car, don't expect the highest quality of a ride. And that's the same thing that you can expect when it comes to photography. But the fact that it can't be used, that's just a self-limiting belief.
Wow. We have a comment that say, "Throw out that channel, Josh EO." How do you?
Josh Yo. It's YEO. But actually, you're not gonna find them like that. Or you could. It's Make Art Now. That's the name of his channel. It's just like me, Mr. Camera Junkie, but my name is Lewis.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Make Art Now. Yeah, we just got a comment. Make Art Now is one of my favorites. So, yeah.
His channel is something else.
I mean, I'm scribing to all the goats. Thanks to you. Make Art Now. Cool. Man, he got almost 400,000.
Most people don't know, and I'm going to let you guys in on a secret. He has like Easter eggs throughout his YouTube channel, and that they're implemented in all of his videos. Wow. So you can literally go through an Easter egg kind of like scavenger hunt that will require you to look at his videos, and in some videos you actually have to take the audio, download it, and run it in reverse so that you can hear the secret messages. He is
hold on now. We want
that
some
detailed.
secret society stuff up in here. That's what's up.
He's
man.
just something else, man. When it comes to creativity, he is to me next level in creativity aspect. You know,
Wow.
we can all produce a high quality image. We can all produce a high quality, you know, like experience, so to speak, you know, visual and audio experience. But the creativity of what you're seeing, like where that spawns from, like he makes me aspire to be that creative because
Man,
he
you getting me
takes it to the
pumped.
next
All
level.
right, live stream over. I gotta go check this Josh guy. Nah. Man, you're so passionate when you talk, man. You could sell like raid to a roach. Like, hey, come here, Mr. Roach. You want to try some of this? Like, you have. Here's Luis. You have to try this raid because you know you've never tried anything like this before. You know, man. Luis.
That's probably one of the best compliments I've gotten in my life. That is
like,
hilarious.
You talk nice and slow and passionate, and you have the nice tonality. Like you mean what you say, my guy. It might be a Puerto Rican thing. Like,
Oh, that's hilarious.
it said,
that is too funny.
Tom Buck said Luis is the YouTube ambassador. I'm lucky to have, and Heather said I'm lucky to have Mr. Camera Junkie as wrench status on my channel. That's what's up, man. Oh man, Dr. Elo gave me a super chat, man. I gotta do something for that. Hey, he said I gotta give you commission for selling the A5100 to Lamb. Hey, so yeah, he just ordered a ZVE 10. So his A5100 was up for sale. It was only like $400. You know, stellar condition. So I tagged Lim, who was looking for something like that, and he got it from Dr.
Nice.
Elo. So yeah, I appreciate the
So
super
Lem is
chat.
gonna join Team Sony as well. That's great.
What was he on, man?
He was using Nikons.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Scott said, thanks. I got to get you on the show, Scott. That's my dyslexia. I got to get you on the SCO shot. Get you
And
on the
just
SCO
to mention
shot.
that Scott, he probably has an amazing channel, but that's why I also emphasize that I'm not like the traditional YouTuber that had been like consuming all of these different channels. I really did not know how big YouTube was when I first got into it. And
Yeah.
starting to realize that there's complete channels that are so huge and that have never been presented to me. For example, you know, I mentioned him before because so many people talk about Mr. Beast, but Mr. Beast has never once been on my feed because it's not the type of content that I consume.
Yeah.
So it's nothing to take away from what he does, but it just goes to show you how precise and how incredible the YouTube algorithm is.
Yeah. Oh,
that it's been able to cater itself to me.
Absolutely.
And allow me to find such amazing people and such an amazing community.
I tell people all the time when they come to me and they ask me about the YouTube algorithm, what I got to do. And I say, listen, the YouTube algorithm is really good at being human, right? Human characteristics, human traits and personality. So if you want to tickle the algorithm's fancy, be more human, right? Be as human as possible. You're trying to be a drone and a bot to a bot, you know what I'm saying? But it's looking for the human characteristic traits and stuff like that. So I tell people all the time, just be human. So this is Scott's channel. I just wanted to kind of show it real quick because he popped up on my feed maybe like a year ago. Like at the time, he's tripled or quadrupled his subscribers, but he's super sniper. Just look at his thumbnails, man. This dude is just sniper, man, with everything he does, man. So
it looks good.
Yeah, I definitely got to get him on creators on the come up, man. Cool, that's dope, man. So let's jump into a few more comments. We actually went over. We're over now, and let's see here. David is just having a good old time with Dr. ELO, Sammy Superstar. That is so right. Not sure what I kind of. Heather said Luis was dropping bombs. I'm dropping gems. I didn't drop no gems today, man. I was like, you had me compelled, bro. That's why I said you got to get.
Hey, that's good, man.
You got to get in.
If I have you listening and not worrying about buttons, then we're doing good.
Yes, you're very compelling. So I was so compelled. I didn't drop my bombs. I didn't do my mind blown emoji or nothing, man. So you had a few of those as well. I just, geez. So true. I had, what you say? Go ahead.
No, I said I'll take them on the back end. I'm good.
I'll take them on the back end. So true. I had someone ask me if they had to pay to subscribe. Wow, man, we're way more. Yo, we're way up. Okay, let me just try to at least get through the comments. Let us know what you have going on, Luis. What can we look forward to from you as far as like your journey, what you have coming up? And while you're doing that, I'm gonna just kind of get through these comments. I don't want nobody to feel
do you
like
have the time? Because listen, what's happened in just this past week or these past 2 weeks has also been just incredible. To give you a little, Doc Rock actually had a live stream a while ago. I would say probably maybe a month ago, where he referenced ikigai, a Japanese form of like understanding life. And he, even though I had heard about it and read up about it a little bit, he brought up a diagram which put a lot of things like in a visual form. And it was me going back to listen to that same live stream to get more information about the ikigai, to actually look up the diagram so that I could download it, was when I started listening to Doc Rock say that whole part all over again. And what it came about was take something that you're good at and that the world needs a lot of and make that your profession, so that, you know, it's something that you're good at and that you can get paid for, and that there's an abundance of need of that. So while listening to that, trying to see what next step can I take to become what I want, which is a full-time content creator. And in that terminology, understanding that a full-time content creator doesn't necessarily mean that I need to just be making content specifically for me or for my channel, is when it hit me that I think the world right now needs more video editors than they do photographers. And even though photography is my passion, if I want to make this and establish this as a living, I need to then maybe see if I can offer a service that I'm good at, that the world needs more of, being video editing. So with that same understanding, and having Doc Rock talk about, a lot of my friends told me that they wish they would have gotten help when they reached the 10,000 subscriber milestone on this platform. It was like the perfect little storm in a live stream that I was like, you know what? I'm going to start video editing, you know, as freelancing. And I immediately send Doc Rock a message to basically offer my services to him, to say, hey, this is something that I'm looking to do, and that I also want to learn more into how to establish this as a business for me in the future. So I'm offering my services to edit videos if you need it, because you said that that's something that you might need now that you've reached the 10,000 subscriber milestone. And I sent him the message and nothing. And that's exactly what happened.
Go
nothing
fly a
happened.
kite.
But what actually ended up happening was that I received a message from a friend 2 minutes after I sent that message to Doc Rock. Okay, so I sent Doc Rock that message. He hasn't even read it yet. And I then received 2 minutes after that a message from a friend saying, hey, I have a friend who's looking for video editing help. Do you freelance? And right away I said yes. And one thing leads to another. And this past week I was able to close that deal for the video editing job.
Hey.
And in that same time, Doc Rock took his time to actually communicate back with me. And now I am going to be working with Doc Rock to help him edit his future videos.
Hey.
So you will find me on my channel, but you will also find me pretty much anywhere that you can find Doc Rock.
Lit.
And I am.
So when I see Doc Rock's video editing quality goes, I know. Oh, Luis must be on the job this week.
Exactly. That's what we're hoping happens, because if you can notice the difference, then that means I still need work,
Nah,
so
I'm sure we won't notice a difference at all, man.
listen, I have no problem with that, and some people do. But one thing, and this brings it back, that when Doc Rock asked me to join the LGL community, he invited me. I showed up on the Facebook, and as soon as I got in there, one of his moderators mentioned to me that in the Let's Get Live group, we tell people the way it is so that they can better themselves, and that we don't sugarcoat things, and that if that was something that I wasn't looking for, that this might not be the area for me. And I absolutely doubled down. I was like, that's exactly what I'm looking for. I don't need somebody to blow smoke up my rear end and tell me that I'm great.
Lovely visual, by the way. Lovely visual. No, I'm a visual person, so when you say something, I just see it in my head. I'm like, ugh.
Well, I was just trying to stay away from the curse words.
No, yeah. You good?
So,
I'm just
trying to stay away from those. Okay. But exactly that I didn't need somebody to tell me that I was great, when I'm trying to improve, knowing myself that I need improvement. So that wouldn't help me in any way, shape, or form. And finding the LGL community was incredible because it holds you accountable, and it also helps you out with such an amazing community. And since then, you can find me pretty much anywhere. I've been called the live stream ambassador. Jump on a good live stream of pretty much anybody here in our community, whether it's Heather, Tom. I try to be in as many places and show as much support as I can through all the members of the LGL and the YouTube community.
Man, I remember when just sidebar. I remember when I was on Clubhouse like that. You were just like, man. I'm like, geez, Luis is the man around these parts. Like I thought you had a doppelganger at one point. Like you're in 4 rooms at once, and
so funny.
I'm
still getting called out for my
stellar
Clubhouse
performance on Clubhouse. He's like, Are you still on there?
In a long time.
Man, I haven't logged on. Yeah, I haven't logged on in a while.
And I had just mentioned this as well not too long ago, that it was just like, I love Clubhouse. I think it's an incredible platform, but I don't love it more than I love YouTube. And
exactly.
Even though it's a great platform, I needed to spend most of my time where I wanted to spend most of my time. And and it was also 2 different types of people that I was helping out there, comparative to that. In YouTube, I was building my community, my camera junkie crew, and helping people out with their photography and video needs. In the Clubhouse space, I was helping other creators with their YouTube channels, which, like I said, it's not that there's anything wrong with that, but it wasn't my core audience of the community that I'm trying to build, because my community, to my understanding, is not going to be a plethora of content creators themselves, maybe photographers who are starting to look into this aspect, so it's a different demographic, so for that reason is why I had to take a step back from Clubhouse so that I can dedicate my efforts towards the platform where I want to be on.
Nice. Lit, bro. Got to drop some gems on that. What we're going to do is, I feel, because I'm such a church guy. Church is like order. So we have gone over like our time by like 30 minutes because Luis is like super dope. But I feel like I don't want to just like cut you off and be like, all right, great show. You know what I'm saying? So what I'll do is I will at least open up the lines for if somebody wants to jump on the live stream with us. Would you be cool with that? All right, cool. So if anybody wants to jump on the live stream with us, I'll go to it'll be 30 more minutes, which will be 11 o'clock our time because we're on the same coast. Mm-hmm. How is your son doing? Is he cool?
He's fine.
Okay,
he's fine.
Cool. So yeah, if anybody wants to jump on the live stream with us, then no, that's the wrong one. Live demo mode. Okay, hold on. Boom. Okay, that's the one right there. Boom. Yeah, cool. Feel free to go to this link in Chrome, preferably Chrome. I think, right? Is it still Chrome and Ecamm?
I think so.
Or Firefox or something like that. You can get on the live stream with us. You can ask questions. You can talk with us, maybe let us know what you heard from Luis that you really appreciate, that you really like, And I'll go for another 30 minutes and then we will cut the stream off. But I think we've had such a great conversation that I at least want to offer the opportunity for some people to jump on and, just kick it with us, man. I haven't live streamed in over 2 weeks, right? So, I've live streamed while I was on assignment in Miami and in Austin, but I'm talking about as far as my show. The show has not gone on in over 2 weeks. So I kind of feel like maybe this was a thing right here because I missed 2 weeks and now I'm about to do a 2-hour live stream. So it is what it is because I usually keep it to an hour. You know me, I'm punctual. I'm on time with mine. I throw that clock up real quick, that countdown clock.
I think you already have it set for 30 minutes.
Hey, well, I'll give it another few minutes to see if somebody jumps on. If nobody jumps on, then we'll actually just cut the stream off. But that's cool too. But if people do jump on, I do have a 30-minute clock on deck. So let's just get through more of these comments. Everybody was just cracking up about the sell rate to a roach comment. That was so funny. Luis, this is amazing. Putting it into action, not just talking. Need to practice this myself. Kevin Cox, he is a regular. He's always in all the streams too, man. So yeah, definitely, bro. If you soaking up all this knowledge in all these streams, I see you in everybody's streams. You definitely need to get it going. I want to.
And does he live stream? I do try to do.
Does he
try
live
to get as much knowledge from a live stream. Like even though I can't participate in it, I'm still listening, and it's like I'm still getting something out of it.
Yeah. Man, Clubhouse is still there. It's still awesome. Oh wow, cool. That's what's up. Shout out to David Hunt, man. He's always like playing in the morning. Like I wake up in the morning, and for some reason he's like one of the first people I see, and he's like serenading with worship music. So shout out to him for that, man. So Alicia used to be on Clubhouse in all the windows, all in the windows.
I took that little thing saying listening only from you, sir.
Oh,
you were the first person that I saw on Clubhouse that was like listening only. I was like, oh, that's actually really good.
I think I stole it from somebody else too.
Well, because a lot of people were asking me to like, hey, come up because like they recognized me, which was awesome. But then I was like, not always, because if I was on the road and I'm driving, it was like impossible for me to participate.
You were superstar status. That's why, my brother. Well, hey, we have someone that is jumping on the live stream, so let me go ahead and assign this person here. And man, I probably gonna need to make a new overlay for this one here. Let me see here. Now, what I'll do is I will pop. Hold on, let me go to my overlay. Okay, here we go. All right, so I will make a new camera overlay. Boom. That is my ugly mug. That is my ugly mug there. And
so who do we have?
We will have, let me change edit overlay, and we will change this to, hold on, let me see here. Oh, wow. Okay. I feel like I have to do my little intro thing again here for this guy. Let's see here. And we have none other than the man, the myth, the legend himself, Tom Buck, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Tom.
I didn't know it was going to be me. Hello.
I actually didn't. I had no idea. That's so cool to have you hop on. How you doing,
I was
man?
waiting to see who was going to pop up.
It's like at a party. Who's at that party? Before I come, I want to know who's at the party, okay? Because I might not be coming, okay? Nah, we cool, Tom. I appreciate you, man. It's always a pleasure having the GOAT himself.
We've been cracking up, like listening to you guys and just enjoying the stream. So I just wanted to say hi, say how much, I don't know, Heather and I love you guys a lot. And you're two of our favorite people in the world.
Hey. I want to know how Mr. Camera Junkie, he went into like a 30-minute story, but I never really got the answer on how he became a model on your channel. Can I get the 2-minute version of that? Did you hit him up or he hit you up? Like, I need a model.
I mean, literally, it's just like he's in the chat all the time, and it's just like I just clicked the button. It's like because you need people you can trust, and it's like I don't need to tell him what to do. I don't need this. Like I know, like he can show up whenever, which will probably be pretty often, and I can count on him to like keep things good, and I don't have to worry about it when I'm streaming. It's like you can ask for a better like help with your streams.
Hey, that is lit, man. Look,
I'm so happy to help.
Hey,
yeah, it's great, and you're at the point now where like I mean, you need help for your stuff.
I know. I know Diana is a mod, Doc is a mod, but I went to add more mods, right? And it wouldn't let me add more mods. Is it like a limit on the mods, you think?
I don't think so. On Peter
Because
Gregg's channel, literally everyone's a mod.
I know. I literally went to make Mr. Cameron Junkie. Went to make you a mod. Like, this was like a month ago, and it wouldn't let me add any more mods on my channel. So I don't know if it was just a bug at the time, but I'm gonna retry that and see.
That's weird.
But cool, man.
Well, when it comes to Tom, you know, I was lucky enough to been able to communicate with Tom, and like I've said before, and he said the same. Like, Tom is my friend now, to the point where, like, I talk to Tom, and I am so fortunate, you know, to say that, like, within 7 months, I've been able to establish a real friendship with Tom, Heather, and
listen,
creators.
Mr. Cameron Junkie, I got one rule on my stream, and you can't be bringing the feels, my guy, because I'm a water bag. I'm a water bag. Like, I'm the guy that as soon as you put.
But it's just, as soon as that happens, you understand, to see a friend who you know is also a content creator in the channel and not see that wrench on it. It's almost like, what? How did I miss that? So I can see why Tom just said, click it.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I added Doc Rock yesterday because I was like, how's Doc not a mod? Like, he needs to be, or Monday.
I demand a recount now.
I mean, you know, they can't all be winners.
I get it. Nah, that's super dope, man. So yeah, man, was there anything that stuck out that Mr. Cameron Junkie said that you was like, wow, any gems that you took?
There's a lot, but the big thing is your story is just such a good story of feeling like you're on the sidelines.
Wow.
And then realizing that you can just step into the game at any time. And you're such a good example. We were literally, before the stream, we had a friend over. Heather was doing a stream with her. Luis, you were there.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah. We were talking to her, and we were literally like using you as an example in a good way of like, this is someone who like last year was just trying to think about like, what do I want to do, and stepped in, and now is not only like doing it, but has connected with people. I mean, you've connected with huge, not that it's what's all about, but big, very large, influential people in the space, like now know who you are. Now, I mean, you have a community of people around you who like, if if something went wrong, if you needed something, they're not going to let you fail. They're not going to let you fall down. Like, I guarantee you, you know, like if your microphone broke right now and you're like, oh man, like I'm so stressed, my microphone broke, like, oh, finances are crazy. Like, somebody it's going to get taken care of in like a week, just because people are going to be like, no, he can't be dealing with that right now. Like, you have that kind of community around you. And it's really powerful. Like, I had the same, not this to the same level, but the same experience of when you do something like YouTube and you jump into it full force, like this world opens up. And if you're somebody who's ever felt like you didn't belong somewhere, you're an outsider, suddenly you're like, no, it's not that I didn't belong. It's just that the people I belonged with were over here and over here and over here. And this is what lets you connect to them. So, you know, I agree 100% when you're like, I can't say bad things about the platform because like, think about it.
Man, so yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to give that rule to you too, Tom, because you're like with the Philly feels today.
Listen, let's not even get into Tom meeting his wife on this platform.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, that was
really
the
make
first
this a tearjerker.
That was
I can't say that I met my wife on YouTube, but that's super dope, man.
It's a great platform. I mean,
that is awesome, man.
Cool. Look at how lucky I am. This is just me letting you guys know. Look at how lucky I am that come 7 months ago, this wouldn't even have been a possibility. And now I am on Creators on the Come Up with Alicio, and Tom Buck I'm fortunate enough to have Tom Buck just jump on my stream like, hey, what's up, Lewis? I'm just like, that's pinch myself moments. You understand? And that's where I sit here and say that I'm just grateful, because that's what's happening now. Let's see what's going to happen 6 months from now.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah. So it's great. We're proud of you. We love you, and we're super happy
awesome,
for you.
Tom, Heather, I love you guys so much. And just so you guys also know, something very impacting happened on Clubhouse, talking about that with Tom, because when
Yeah.
Clubhouse was all in the hype and this was all just starting, and it was just the end of January of this year, I was able to hop onto a Clubhouse room with Tom and Heather, and the what happened there was so real, so special, that's why I can also say that I know that Tom is such a good friend of mine. I just can't wait to meet him.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, I remember
Can't
that
wait.
was. I think of that all the time. I haven't been on Clubhouse in a while.
Yeah.
But I think of like that was a really cool thing that just couldn't have happened.
Well, what happened?
elsewhere at the
Share.
time.
Do share. I mean, geez.
It was just we got to connect in like a
In a
simple real way. Yeah, where it
Wow.
wasn't, we didn't have to worry about anything else. It was literally just like, hey, like let's get to know each other in person a little bit and kind of like share some things. You know, it was kind of like a podcast that wasn't being recorded.
Wow.
But yeah, I think about that all the time because that was a really cool. That was one of those things where you really remember like all the people behind the usernames are actually people.
Wow.
And it's like, yeah, I mean, when you remember that each one's an actual whole person, it's
Not
crazy.
a half a person, a whole person, y'all.
And it could be a half a person if they want. That's fine too. But
I remember
there's
when
a whole life, a whole experience. It's just crazy.
Yeah, when I did, you were on the first episode of Creators on the Come Up, Tom. So this
Yeah,
is
we
like
went to Clubhouse.
this is some real full circle stuff. I don't know, man. This is some pinch me stuff. But you were on the first episode, and I remember when I was like, "You want to jump on Clubhouse?" And you was like, "Clubhouse." You was like, "Yeah, I think I just downloaded it." And
Yeah.
was I like one of the first rooms you were in on Clubhouse?
It was the first one that I said anything in, and that was, I think Diana was helping us figure out how to use like the Roadcaster with Clubhouse and stuff. It was helpful.
It was crazy. Speaking of meeting up, well, real quick, Tom, I want you to speak just real quick to the community that you and Heather started. One, that's the first question, sure. And the second question is, like, are you guys, everybody planning on meeting up anywhere or some conference or meetup or anything like that? Because it would be dope. I didn't ever thought about it, but it would be dope to like meet Tom and all these other people who like. So go with the first one first. Talk a little bit about that community because it's dope. Thanks for the invite, by the way. I appreciate that. That was a great surprise.
Yeah, this is perfect timing. My whole strategy here was just to market ourselves, because we're actually launching officially to everybody tomorrow.
Hey.
But Heather and I started a community. It's called Just Create More, and it's a community of like committed, enthusiastic YouTube creators who want to work together to bring their channels to the next level based on whatever their terms are. So it's not about like gaining subscribers or gaining views, but it's really like, what's your real goal here? And like, let's do some work to do that. It's been really cool so far. We have like a beta group of people. Luis is there. It's been really, really awesome. It's sort of like, you know, a big inspiration was how the Ecamm group is this amazing group of people that are all doing something, but we wanted to focus on YouTube, not just live streaming, so pre-recorded content and all that kind of stuff, and then bring in like some structure and some like traditions and those kinds of things. So it's been awesome. We're launching that tomorrow. There it is, and so we'll be opening up for people to like send in their applications and stuff, and it's been amazing. Like it's a community that I wanted, that I didn't. It's what I would want in real life, honestly, but I don't like. Other than the fact I get to live with, like, you know, the person who helped me get started on YouTube, it's hard to have these discussions in real life. And so we'd love to do a meetup at one point, or we'd love to meet people.
Oh, that'd be dope.
We've been fortunate. Like we met Rob Valls a couple weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
That was awesome. Like, and everybody is, other than being taller than I would expect, exactly the same. Like
he
like,
is tall. When I saw him standing next to you, I'm like, Big Bird, what's really going on here?
Yeah.
Dude is tall.
And everybody's the same. And it's like, oh, this is so cool. Like when you said you and Luis met last week, it's like, yeah, it's, you really, you know each other through high definition video and audio. Like it's not totally different when you're in person. You're like, you're the same.
Yeah. Same guy. That is super
so we'd love to meet up. We're trying to figure out if and when we're going to like venture out to conferences in the world and stuff. God, I'd really, really love to get to meet up with more people in person, because it's kind of amazing.
That's dope. So yeah, just create more. We'll be going live tomorrow. Huh?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm up in there. Luis is up in there. So many other dope creators that I've seen are already up in the place to be. So yeah, you guys make sure y'all go sign up for that or do the application or however you guys are doing that. What is it, like an app based? What is it again? How do you get in there?
Yeah, so it's application-ish, but it's, there is a monthly fee, so it's, because it's a little more like next level stuff. But there's an application, but it's not super hard to pass the application. We just want to make sure people are there for the right reasons. Yeah. That it isn't like, I just want to get 10,000 subscribers. Like, how do I buy subscribers? But we want people who want to like, they're invested in the YouTube journey and that whole thing. So
love that. That.
Pretty simple process there, and it's an awesome community so far. Cool. We've got like 30, 35 people total. Man, it's pretty good. So
you got 2 advocates here because I'll be blasting the crap out of it. Like, get your butt in there.
Please do.
Get your and if people come to me for YouTube help, which I get all the time, ironically, like, Lucio, can you help me with YouTube? No, I can't, but I know somebody who can. Okay, so get into this community.
Please send those referrals.
That's dope. So, I mean, speaking of that, I know me and Luis were throwing out the idea of going to People of Video. And I would love for you guys to throw this in the comments too. Like, what conferences or meetups are you guys going to? And let me see if I can coordinate that, because I know I'll be in Las Vegas soon. I'll be in California soon, and there's a couple other places. So maybe if those dates line up with what's going on, I can just kind of make it a thing. You know what I'm saying? Where are you from again, Tom? Where are you at?
I'm California.
What part?
I'm in the Coachella Valley, so like by Palm Springs.
Coachella Valley. Nice.
So we live in a town called Indio. It's the same city where they hold the Coachella festivals. So
are you serious?
Yeah, it's a couple hours away from LA and San Diego and stuff in the desert.
Whoa, man, you shouldn't have said that, bro, because that's like we can go to Coachella and meet Tom in the same trip. Man, sign me up.
Very different venues, let me tell you.
That's lit. A Coachella meetup? Oh, man.
There you go. Yeah.
Yo, okay, my bad. I kind of went off because I'm a music guy. So you said that, my ears are ringing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, we're just a couple miles away from the polo fields where they have everything, but I've never gone. So
hey, we have another guest coming up, and just to reiterate, this stream will be in 15 minutes. So let me go ahead.
Thank you guys for having me. I can make room.
Yeah, go ahead, Tom. If you got a jet, come up out, and I appreciate that, Tom. Man, you're always welcome on my stream anytime. And y'all, if y'all don't know, go check out Tom Buck on his channel. He's about to hit 100,000. I'm pretty sure really soon, right? It's coming up, right?
Depends on your definition of soon, but sure.
But we don't count subscribers around here. But man, that's gonna be dope, man. We should already start pre-gaming on that, bro. Like, let's start pre-gaming like a super dope. You know me, man. I'm that guy. Like, you see what we did for Henny, right?
Henny,
like,
that was cool.
Not saying we're gonna do something like that for you, but let's start pre-gaming on like some type of party or some type of virtual something. You know what I'm saying?
Meetup.
A meetup. Hey, Coachella.
There we go.
You know what I'm saying? All right, Tom. Thanks for coming through, man. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, it's great to talk to you guys. Have a good night.
Thanks,
yeah,
Tom.
check you guys out later. Peace.
Bye.
Right, let me go. Look who we have here. What's up, bro?
What's up?
Sammy Superstar in the building. What's going on, little bro? How you doing, man?
Good. Or should I say Sammy Super Chat?
Is it Sammy Super Chat or Superstar?
Dog's name.
Oh, that's what he calls you. Nice. Yeah. Cool, man. What's going on, Sammy? We got like 15 minutes. We can chop it up.
Just chilling. I'm getting ready for my interview with Lewis, Mr. Camera Junkie, tomorrow.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
It's gonna be fun.
Let me get this off the screen. Let me make it a little bit bigger. What are you guys talking about tomorrow?
I was thinking, I haven't told you yet, but I think content creation and the new Sony cameras, because that's big.
Hey,
that's cool. I got you, Sammy. No problem.
Cameras, you're Mr. Camera Junkie, so
that's a good topic.
I have to ask you some interview about cameras and all that jazz.
Now I'm really excited.
Yeah, what I love about the new ZV E10 that I just ordered it today was that one button slow motion feature. Oh, when I saw that, I was like, take my money. So I don't got to fiddle with all these different things. They have a one push one button push. Now you can do slow-mo, right? And then push it again, it goes to regular speed, right? And then it has like a electronic in-body stabilization type thing. It's like electronic though. This might be weird, but
it's active stabilization. It's a digital form. So what it does is that it crops in on the image a little bit, so that it can use that extra space as like digital
wiggle
gimbal.
room. Yeah, that I love it. Yeah, so yeah, man. The reason I didn't get the first ZV one because it didn't have that stuff. Plus, it wasn't interchangeable lenses. I'm like, I don't know. But now that they pretty much have a ZV one with more features and interchangeable lenses, and for $700, I'm like, this is a no-brainer. In my opinion, that was a no-brainer. So,
well, I'm gonna hold my thoughts until tomorrow's stream for Sammy.
Oh yeah,
because I can get into another hour-long conversation about who that camera's for and who's like what it can do. It's gonna sell like hotcakes.
I think the part that the one thing that sucks, and I'm not trying to go down that rabbit hole, was this USB 720 over USB streaming. I know people are like that's not really gonna matter, but I don't know, man. Like people are kind of used to.
I actually think it might be a benefit, and I'll get into it more tomorrow. The reason why is that, like my A6100 has the ability to do the same USB webcam by downloading the application Sony Web Utility. The thing is that when I run it through there, because the camera's base or like the minimal type of resolution is 1080, it tends to lag. Now, if you compare a 720 image from an interchangeable lens camera, even if it is capped at, into your computer, the image is going to be so far beyond what you can get from a webcam, even at 720p. But the reason why I think that they might have capped it that way is so that there is no lag or, latency, so to speak.
Nice.
So if you can get a plug and play 720 1.4 image, 1.4 blurry background bokeh type image, and it's not going to be choppy, it's going to look good, and all you have to do is use one cable to power your camera and get that video feed. Like I said, Sony's going to sell this camera like hotcakes.
Hold on. So that one cable is going to be the in-body charging and the feed? That one cable?
Yes.
Lit.
Just so for people who don't understand, this is the computer aspect of me as well. Thunderbolt 4, Thunderbolt 3 on the USB-C connection have the ability to plug in one cable from your computer to your monitor, give you 140 hertz frame rate, high definition 4K for gaming, and power the monitor from one cable.
Lit.
Saying that you're only going to need one cable for this camera to plug it in one USB-C, and if you're using a Mac, USB-C to USB-C, plug it in, and you get a high quality 720 image.
And it's powering. That's all you have to do. Powering the camera.
Exactly. No dummy battery needed. No extra. Just the camera and the cable. To get mine. That is going to sell like hotcakes for the convenience factor. And I think because the current lineup that we're using with the Sony cameras right now, the A6100, 64, 66, they all have that ability. But I'm going to tell you from experience, you can get an image out, but it tends to be choppy. Because the same thing, the latency that's built into it is because you're trying to squeeze a lot of information out of a small cable. It's almost like a traffic jam on a highway where you're just trying to cram a bunch of cars, which would be your data, out from a one exit only lane. So when you have a wide field or a lot of information bandwidth on that type of cable, you're going to be able to run power and video with no issues.
I'm going to tell you a feature, and I might have to do a video on it, like the features that I definitely like of the the Sony over the Canon. It's a few, but one that was a sleeper feature. Oh, I like that. I gotta write that down, a sleeper feature. But anyways, was the in-body charging. So like if I'm out in the field, I'm shooting, running, gunning, I'm like, okay, my battery's on 50% and I need to go to a different location. With the Canons, you just pretty much want to run your battery out and then put a different battery in that's charged. With the Sonys, with the A6100 at least, jump in the car, plug in the charging port from the car, basically, right? And by the time you get to your next destination, you got more juice. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, this is a clutch little feature to just to charge right in body. I think that was like, yo, I can see that being like something I would want to keep going. So I love that.
Yeah.
Lit. Cool. So we have 7 minutes on the stream. Let's go ahead and jump in.
If anyone wants any more information, we're going to be talking about it tomorrow on Sammy's stream.
Yeah.
And I can answer any questions about that camera because I've been doing my research for almost like a month now, because it was supposed to be announced on the 7th and what was postponed an extra 3 weeks. So I had already been looking into this camera for a while now, and that feature of the 720 is the only one that I think stuck out to me. I still haven't confirmed it, but if they do, I think they're going to have their reasons for it, whether it be the life of the battery, overheating, like if they're trying to prevent overheating at the 720 for streaming so that it just can stream indefinitely. And for the majority of people, they're not even going to notice the difference, because even if they could connect their cameras to the computer at 1080p, in all sincerity, they probably haven't configured their stream correctly and they're still streaming at 720.
True.
Wow. Man. That's that mind blown stuff right there. my mind is like trying to take it all in. We have let's say, I don't mess up her name. She says her name is Deandra. Does look like Deandra to you?
Yeah,
Deandra.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
I know it's not Deandra. No, we're not going to
No.
say Deandra. I want to say Deandra. Blake, she said, hello, first time in the chat. Well, welcome. I need to, man, so that makes me feel like I need to get some like welcome to my stream drops or something like that. So I think that's super dope, man. I appreciate you for coming through.
Welcome, Deandra.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Dr. Elo said, and this is why Luis, Mr. Camera Junkie, is my go-to camera expert. Yeah, man, he knows his stuff. Hey, she said I said it correctly. Nice. That boy can speak. James, what's up, man? So many people. Shout out to KP that came through. We got 5 minutes, so I'm just gonna give some shout outs. We got KP that came through. Man, so many people in the chat. Man, this was a super dope stream. Shout out to Tom Buck and shout out to my little bro Sammy for jumping on the stream with us. Shout out to Mr. Camera Junkie, man. You going places, guy. You're going places, man. Like I said, I think you should start incorporating some storytelling into your channel because you have a gift for that. You know what I'm saying? Lift your hands, bro. Lift your hands. I'm finna go ahead and speak now. You have a gift for that, bro. No, for
I'll
real,
never
no
deny
cap.
your prayer.
No cap, man. So cool. Everybody that came through, man, we appreciate y'all, man. Dr. Elo. Who is this? Dominique Tall, haha. Don't got that. Oh, Dominique. That looks like Dominique or Dominic. So yeah, they look new to the channel too, man. Shout out to, man, you bring
And
all the new
East
people
Coast
out.
Visual Media says jumping in the chat for the first time.
Where is this?
Welcome.
I need to make that a thing. Jumping in the chat for the first time. Hey, East Coast Visual Media. Yeah, man. Shout out to you, man. Yeah, I think that's a good. I'm doing a not a keynote, but I'm speaking with
Oh, that was Dominic.
Dominic.
Oh, what's up, Dominic?
You know him? Oh,
Yes, he's part of the Friday Huddle Up with Heather Ramirez.
Oh.
Part of the Tom Buck and Heather
Oh,
Ramirez
dope.
community. Absolutely.
cool.
I see him every week.
Cool.
How you doing, man?
Sweet. Great stream, guys. Yeah, we got another 3 minutes on the stream. But yeah, I'm speaking at the Leap Into Live with Ecamm, and I'll be speaking on engagement. So I might need to make a note of that too. That might be a good trigger to actually acknowledge first time people who's on your stream. So shout out to Deandra for starting that my stream, so I need to make a mental note of that. But cool. But again, thank you for jumping on, man. Next week, who do I have? I want to say Scott Simpson from Video Marketing World. Is that who's coming on? Man, I gotta get better at this. Have you ever heard of Scott Simpson?
like I said, no, I'm
Oh
still
no,
learning a
he's
bunch of
huge,
people.
man. Yeah, he's like
But
literally.
that's the whole thing. It was till not too long ago when I got into. It was actually the Clubhouse, bringing it
Oh,
back full circle. That helping people with their YouTube channels, on Clubhouse, is what actually opened my eyes, and I was informed of who Mr. Beast was.
oh wow,
You
wow.
know,
Wow.
like because I had no idea, and I'm like, oh, I've never heard of him. And for someone to say they've never heard of Mr. Beast, people are looking at me like I was a unicorn. I'm like,
Wow.
yeah,
I
because he
don't
was
know him.
never well,
Yeah.
50 million subscribers on this platform. But that goes to show you that just the same way, I'm gonna give you a name of somebody who you probably have never heard of. His name is Major Hardware. He does computer builds, but one of the things that he fell into with his channel most recently was that he started building 3D fans
Oh
for
wow.
computers.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Wow.
And he prints out the designs of these case fans and puts them on a like fan itself to test their performance, and opened up the ability to his entire community to like send in their submissions of their
What's his
crazy
name? I'm gonna add him right now.
Major Hardware.
Oh,
And
Major.
he does this special smoke test to, I'm going real geeky with you guys, because he's talking about benchmarks of like, like the deltas of like how much heat to, pressure, air
Oh, I
ratio.
love this. Yeah, this is my
Eh,
type of stuff, bro.
Exactly. And the thing is that he started something as just like, hey, look at what happens. And now his channel has totally blossomed into
Oh, that's
what we're
beautiful.
seeing here.
I love
Just
that.
a variety of different 3D printed fans.
Oh wow.
This is somebody that, if you look, has well over 100, maybe I think like 140,000 subscribers at the moment, and his channel is still growing.
It's crazy.
And most people would never have heard of him.
Man, well, I heard of him.
This,
Thanks for putting me on him. I just subscribed to his channel, so
but this is what's possible. Look, 180,000. Look,
yeah,
way
181.
more than what I thought. So
Yeah, 181.
Wow.
and all of this is possible on this platform, that
Yeah.
there's so much room. So when you hear
He's-
people say like, oh, it's oversaturated,
It's
oversaturated with viewers.
He has a high 5-figure monthly channel. You know what I'm saying? Especially with this type of like low key tech type stuff. So shout out to him. I just subscribed, so appreciate you putting me on him, man. So this is Scott Simpson. This is just one of his it's Scott Simpson. This is just one of his channels. He has 342,000 subscribers on this one channel, but he has kind of like I forget the creator name. It has like a bunch of channels. They're all into that like 500,000 million. He's kind of like one of those type of people. So he's going to be on, I believe, next week. Don't get me to lying, because I believe it's next week. I want to say it's next week. So yeah, definitely y'all check out the stream next week, because I'm going to be drilling him, man. Like I really want to get some dope like content from him, as far as like how we can grow our channels. And he's one of those, like he knows YouTube on a science level type stuff. Like he has YouTube down to a science type stuff. So I think we're gonna.
I'm still learning.
Yeah, I know, me too. So we're gonna be able to get some good, stuff from him, man. So cool. But hey, it is 11:01. So man, I'm a man of my word. Thank you for being so cool and just kind of flowing with us. This is the first time I ran the show for 2 hours. It didn't even feel like 2 hours. So yeah, man.
That's what was important. It didn't feel that way. So that's what's cool about it.
I appreciate that, man. So thanks for coming on the show, Camera Junkie, man. I'll be sending you a Creators on the Come Up t-shirt, right?
I'm going to be sending you one of mine.
Hey, upgrade your skills, my guy. Upgrade those skills, man. Shout out to Sammy for jumping on. I appreciate y'all. But hey, we're going to go ahead and end the stream now. Thank you so much again. I can't say thank you enough, man, for coming on, man. And it
was a pleasure.
Yeah, man.
It was so much fun.
Make sure y'all go.
The fact that Tom hopped on as well.
Yeah. I want to say, make sure you guys go subscribe to his channel. 699 subscribers. I'll say this: go check out his channel, and if you like his content, then subscribe to his channel. I'll say it that way. Yeah, because we don't want to.
I would love to have you on my Camera Junkie crew,
man.
But
look at the gradient on your camera background, and look at the gradient on your banner. That is, I just noticed stuff like that. That is amazing, bro.
You know what?
Bro, that's
I was
amazing.
gonna do something. I forgot about this, but this is what I'm gonna do for you
This
right now
is,
before we leave.
Can we not appreciate this? Like who?
I had the Alicia Way background set up and I forgot to turn it on.
No, bro. I made you full screen. Put your gradient back on for your colors, bro.
There you go.
Look at that. I mean, bro, like, am I tripping? Am I geeking out right now? Like, who can do that? Who can gradient match their banner on their YouTube channel? That is so dope, man. So shout out to you.
It's called branding.
It's called branding, man. It's called branding. I appreciate that, man. Boy, y'all go check out his channel. If you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. You're going to learn something. I learned a ton from Mr. Camera Junkie, and I really appreciate you guys sticking with me for a longer show than usual. Probably won't be doing this again, but hey, you got to go with the flow sometimes. So without further ado, I want to say thank you guys for watching. Creators on the come up. I love you guys, and we will see you all in the next show.